All right, questions for GM and head coach Derek Fisher. We'll start with Brady Klopper with SB Nation.
Derek, obviously not the smoothest game, but with the injuries and just being out so many bodies, having a new player in Lauren coming in, it seemed to me like you actually executed pretty well, and a lot of the shots just weren't falling. How did you feel about your team's execution tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think at times we did a lot of really good things. Like you said, we didn't convert on some opportunities that we had around the basket. Some of our perimeter players, uh, shot opportunities that are open. Good shots for a professional basketball game. I mean, very rarely are you going to be wide open. So it wasn't that we couldn't get opportunities. We just couldn't convert, and I thought more so than that. We did some pretty decent things overall, offensively at least. I think defensively we kind of just over the course of the game, just kind of start to split and get spread out, and the fatigue starts to set in with the short rotation, and when shots aren't going in, and especially shots you feel like should be going in, it just starts to drain your energy. And I mean, for 8 minutes and 30 seconds in that first quarter, we were playing decent basketball, and we really just we blew the end of the first quarter, and that's what good teams can't do, right? Vegas finished the first quarter and pushed the lead up to 9, and we just didn't handle the close of that quarter well, and that's really where the separation, kind of started. We were never able to really get our confidence back from there. I think with this current group we have right now, like we're asking so much of them on a daily basis. It's tough to just keep fighting and fighting and fighting when things seem to get harder and harder every time they do something. So, we can't beat ourselves up too long. We play this team again on Friday night. So we'll look at some things and be ready to go again on Friday.
Avi with Agent B Media.
So, Coach, you all have a pretty tough stretch of games before the Olympic break. Outside of just simple wins and losses, what are you looking for to see out of your team that will signal progression into these next 4 games?
Yeah, I mean, it's a delicate balance, right? With limited bodies, and in a season where they're still not practice players, for teams, and it's very difficult to do the work that you need to do in between games, right? You can't really practice when you have 7 or 8, only 9 healthy players. You're playing games every other day, with travel, et cetera. So that's challenging, in itself. So for us, the game is really the only time we're facing a lot of the things that we're having to figure out, in particular with this group of our team. So I think overall we want to continue to really just plan for one another and staying connected even through the adversity. That's really I think going to be the biggest challenge. When you're fighting hard, or you feel like you're giving everything you have and you're just exhausted, and the losses kind of pile up, even though it's not that you're quitting, but you're losing games. Then losing habits start to form. And if you can't practice breaking those habits, then they carry over into the game a little bit, just in terms of breakdowns and communication, body language, things that you need to practice and have repetition and keeping in the right direction. So for us, it's really just going to be, watching our body language, watching the way we communicate with each other, watching our willingness to still play for each other, right? Make extra passes, turn good shots to great shots, defensively still communicating. And then if we can continue to do those things, even if the score isn't always in our favor, like we can build on that as we go forward. But harder said than done. But we're damn sure going to keep working and keep trying.
John W. Davis with Winsider.
Coach, I know we've talked about it a lot, but I was just wondering what the thought process was to start Brittany Sykes in this game.
Yeah, I mean, just with we're down so many people. I mean, at some point, we just have to go with who we feel like will be best for that night. And it could change every night. We still going forward kind of plan for, Brittany to be able to come off and solidify us both offensively and defensively, to be honest. But, tonight was just one of those nights where we felt like, the fact that Bria was away for a couple of days and we were fortunate to kind of get her back after she cleared waivers and just all the uncertainty, whether Christy was going to be available tonight. I mean, there's no other way to do it. To ask Arella or, Carly or Bria or somebody to start just with all of the, the transactions, so to speak, it would have, I think, have been a little bit more challenging for us. So, it worked out well. Like I said, we got off to a solid start, but, no matter who we start, like, those players can't play 38 minutes every night. So I don't care who it is. We have to find a way to be able to sustain not just the energy and effort, but like the ability to, do the things that we are capable of doing, right? Which is, we can control that. We're not asking anybody to be NECA, to be Shanae, to be Christy, to be Jasmine, to be anybody else. Just the best version of who she is, and we have enough.
Amanda Skurlock with the LA Sentinel.
Amanda's LAB scored 18 points in the first half. Could you talk to me a little bit about her performance?
Yeah, man, Z's, it's been a rough stretch in terms of like matchups at the center position with, from, playing against Phoenix 3 times recently, Washington. It just hasn't been easy in terms of matchups and the type of players that she's having to face every night. So I just think as Z continues to work through like just the fatigue and the exhaustion that she's feeling playing games every other day against the best centers in the world, she just accepted the challenge tonight to play against a great front court in Vegas. And, she came out to compete and play hard and did some really good things for us on both ends, honestly. But again, we can't ask her to do, more from like playing more minutes and do it. Like it's hard to play that many minutes at such a high level against these players. So, we just have to keep helping her and helping our group, recover as much as possible and then be ready to lace them up again on Friday. And, hopefully she'll be ready to come back and give us another, similar effort and give us a chance to win.
For a couple more, we'll go to Michael Matthew with the Good News Network.
Yo, what's up, Coach? So my question is for the guard play. What do you think your guards can do better as far as like penetrating and trying to get the bigs into foul trouble to kind of give you guys an advantage there?
Yeah, I mean, I think we could just, as I think some of it is like finishing plays better, right? If our guards have opportunities at the rim, we have to be able to convert and finish those. Like the amount of layups that we have, that sometimes roll in and out or get close or don't quite go in. We just have to keep working at those things and get better there. I think also continuing to see those opportunities to drive and touch the paint, but then be ready to make teammates better in terms of passes coming out. Some of that, our spacing has to be great in order for them to do that. And then I think the other point, in which isn't really less of a priority, is managing our team, more so than even, her individual play, but it's managing our team, right? Our guards and the people with the basketball. We have to continue to work for them to be the example of what it is we need at that time. If we need composure, if we need poise, if we need confidence, if we need a quality shot, if we need a big defensive stop, if we need to understand the time and score and situation, that's where guards have to do. That's part of the job description. So those are things that we can continue to improve in. But it's when you're wiped out, it's harder to do those things at a high level, to be honest. So, we just have to keep fighting and pushing, and make sure that we're making sure we don't allow our group to feel that we don't still trust and believe in them and have confidence in them, so that when they go out to play every night, they still believe in who they are. And you're seeing a lot of that happen. It's just tough when things start to turn and having to get to that deeper level of energy that it takes to win at this level. That's hard to do on low energy.
Two more. We'll go to Chris Camella with Nightcast Media.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for taking the time. Yeah, so I wanted to actually just digress a little bit off the game. Obviously, there was a lot of NBA stars tonight: Wade, LeBron, Dame Lillard. How important is it that they show up to support this WNBA league, this brand? You know, you talked about, you consistently talk about growing it. How important is it for those guys to show up and show that support and really, help get more eyeballs on these games and throughout this league?
Yeah, no, I think it's really important. That the support comes in from, the guys that play in the NBA. Like, these are their sisters. To be honest, like the leagues are joined together in a lot of ways, and I think they, you can tell that guys are starting to really take that seriously. That they feel that they need to come out and show love and show support, and we appreciate it here in LA, and other guys around the league that are going to other WNBA venues and showing up to games. Like, I think the players appreciate it. I know our fans appreciate it. And it's important to continue to grow this game. They're the best basketball players in the world, and so when they support something and they put a stamp on something, they validate something. I think other people around the world tend to pay closer attention. So we welcome them here in LA anytime, because it helps, and we need to support in a major way.
Last question for Coach. We'll circle back to Brady.
Derek, I have two just really quick questions here. The first is just your thoughts on Lauren Cox and her debut with the team. And second, if you have any thoughts on Erica and Amanda being omitted from the All-Star roster.
Yeah, I mean, the first, I thought Lauren, in a really difficult situation, like just did some really good things, right? She, no practice, no shoot around, no idea on terminology and sets and actions. And because of her feel for the game, like she just did a lot of really smart things. She was in the right places at times, offensively understood the right play to make, defensively when to rotate or how to send somebody else to go rotate. Like, so we thought we saw some great things from Lauren, and we know that it was a lot to get here and fly in, and show up to a game. You've never been with these people before, but we thought she did a really admirable job. So hopefully, she can get some rest and we can, help her get even better prepared for Friday night. The second question, I think at least Amanda was like on the ballot to be voted for the All-Star game. And, if you have the opportunity and, however the vote count is tabulated with fans and coaches and media, whatever the combination is and the percentages, sometimes, things shake out that way. So whether, and bigs are always they have a tougher time anyway at times with All-Star games. What's really weird and kind of frustrating, I think, to us more than anything, is that Erica Willard wasn't even listed as a candidate to be on the All-Star team. And that's just doesn't make sense, to be honest. So it is what it is. Like, whether it's Team USA, All-Star, whatever, like, it's just that type of year right now. And, I think for our players, they just have to use it as motivation and inspiration to keep getting better and take away all the excuses and the reasons why, people feel like they aren't deserving, and just take all of that out. And, they can worry about that, I guess, next year as far as All-Star stuff. Right now we'll just stay focused on getting healthy and, trying to get our team going in a better direction.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, media, please raise your hand for questions for Taya Cooper. We'll start with Mello with Nightcast Media.
Hey, Taya, thanks for taking the time. Obviously, a tough game tonight. But I just wanted to kind of digress a little bit away from the game. I saw you had a moment where you got to, shake hands with Dwayne Wade and LeBron, and, talk about that support you guys get from the NBA players and the extended NBA family, and how important that is for not just for yourself, but for your team and for the league on a larger scale.
I got to really know them in the bubble last year. I was there when they won the championship, so it was nice to see his face again. It's always nice to see all of their faces. When you get love from that side, it's a great feeling to see them sitting there supporting us, and it's all love from each side.
Markel Matthew with the Good News Network.
Yo, what's up, Taya? My question is, how tough is it for you guys, for all the guards there, to go and get like easy buckets that you guys usually do against other teams, against the Aces with the two bigs that they have?
Honestly, I think it was us. We couldn't really hit tonight, and a lot of stuff was rolling out. We just couldn't let it. Just wasn't falling. I think the defensive change every night, depending on the team. We play the team back to back, so what they did today might be different tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully they fall the day after tomorrow.
Tukney, you win with the LA Times.
Tay, you got to play a little bit with Lauren at Baylor. What's it like to have her back and see her play on such short notice? What did you think she brought to this team today?
It was, it's always a great feeling to play with somebody who you played with before. Sick of Bears. It was a great thing to see her even walk in the gym. I ain't seen Lauren since Baylor, so it was very refreshing to see her face and see her in high spirits. And I'm glad she gets this opportunity to be out here and we get to be together. So I'm happy for her, and I was happy to see her.
Amanda Skurlock with the LA Sentinel.
Hey, can you walk me through that play where you forced a jump ball against Liz Cambage?
What do you mean?
It was like this play. You guys had to. You were kind of tangled up with this Cambage, and then you kind of had to force a jump ball. It was like as they were battling out for the ball.
Oh, honestly, it had nothing to do with Cambage. I was actually frustrated that I kept missing layups, and then I ended up getting a jump ball, and then I was trying to take it.
John W. Davis with Winsider.
What are one or two things that you already know that you need to do on Friday to be more successful against the Aces?
I would say disrupt them on offense. Push the ball in transition, less turnovers. We were like a step behind, so rotate all at the same time and be on the same page, and then pay attention to details and knock down shots.
Last question for Taya. We'll go to Brady Klopper with SB Nation.
Taya, is it frustrating as a teammate to see everything that Erica has done for this team this year and not get rewarded with an All-Star nomination?
It started with Nneka not being Olympian, and then now to see her, to see it happen to Erica, it's like, y'all got pressure with the Sparks or something. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think they deserve it. They just getting left out. They getting left out the conversation. I honestly think she deserved to be an All-Star, and she's been hooping, and I'm proud of her. We're proud of her. Fish, the staff, everybody's proud of her, and it's just unfortunate. Honestly, it's nothing that she can't or couldn't do, but it's unfortunate because she definitely deserved to be there.
Thanks, Taya. All right, media. Thanks for joining. We'll end tonight with questions for Amanda Zowie B. We'll start with Chris Camello.
Hey, Amanda, thanks for taking the time. Really appreciate it. I just wanted to kind of talk about, the atmosphere was obviously a little different tonight with a lot of the NBA players showing up. When they're here to watch your guys' games, what do you feel like? How much support do you feel from that, and as well as trying to grow the brand of the WNBA moving forward? How important is that?
I mean, it's great that they're coming out. I have my boy JR he came to the last home game. It's always fun to see them, and they appreciate our game. But it's not something that we focus on. It's not something that I focus on. When they out here, they spectators and fans and supporters just like any other human, and we appreciate all of them. It's great. It's great that they're out here, and we wish they could come to more games. Yeah, we focus it on us.
Mikel Matt, the Good News Network.
Yo, what's up, Amanda?
What's up?
Great game tonight. You played well. Tell me about the challenge it was to go against those two great bigs with Liz and Asia.
It's funny because every time we play a team, you guys ask me the same question. Every team got great bigs in this league. It's the best league in the world, with the best players in the world. And every night is a fight to guard whoever's on the court. I don't know. You guys gonna get the same answer every time because we absolutely got the best players in the league out here. So every night is a fight.
Brady Klopper with SB Nation.
Amanda, first with NECA missing or getting snubbed from the Olympic roster, and now with you guys not having an all-star when you and Erica had pretty strong cases. Is that a frustrating thing for you and for the locker room, or is it inspiring, motivating? What's the vibe there?
We haven't talked about it. Still think that it's bullshit that NECA's not an Olympian. That's my take on it. Whether I'm an all-star or not, they bullshitting around. We're not putting her in the Olympic team.
Any other questions tonight? All right. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.